Okay, Chelsea seem to be doing pretty good. But under Enzo Maresca, their new coach, their new manager, or actually coach because he is a head coach, do you think that this sort of rebuild has gotten off to a good start? Are we in a new era now? I'm going to say absolutely.
Yeah, the results kind of speak for themselves. They started the season, well, I believe it was like a 4-0 loss to Man City.
They also had a really bad preseason.
Yeah.
Hey, things take time, bro.
And I did not think he would figure it out this quickly, given I think the best thing about Chelsea and Enzo Maresca right now is just the quieting the noise. Because for the last, effectively, 3-4 years, it's just chatter. It's just like, what is going on? The disarray ever since Todd Bowley bought the team. And it's just like, no, there's answering those questions on the pitch. The press is a lot more positive. The players seem a lot happier.
Well, wins takes away all of that, 100%, right?
Yeah.
Like, people thought Todd Bowley doesn't know what he's doing, and that there were a lot of moments where the guy gets here and he's like, hey, why can't we pick up the ball? And people were like, Thomas Tuchel was like, I can't work with this guy. So, yeah, there were a lot of issues up front with Todd Bowley, but the idea of signing players to super long contracts, buying any player available, seemingly having a stable of 40 players, seems to, in a way, have kind of worked out so far.
Which is kind of a shock. I mean, even
Is it, though? They have two different squads. They have one for the Premier League and one for the Conference League.
But what are they going to do with those players that have those 8-year contracts, the Mudriks of the world? It doesn't... if they can sort all of that out, and even if they are in a rut, like, you don't want to be in a situation where you're stuck with a player that you cannot get rid of, or no other team may want.
Says who? It's not your money. It's not my money. It's their money.
Yeah.
And this is, what is it? Clear Lake, I think, is the name of the fund that Todd Bowley speaks of or speaks for. If they're comfortable saying, hey, we spent X amount of money on this project, and if we're going to realize that value in a different way.
But it does affect, like, financial fair play and things like that, and it will affect what players you can get in the future. Look, they don't need
any. They don't need any. They got 20. They got their own transfer market.
So that's where, look, I still think of the, Wesley Fofana, another injury, hamstring injury. He looks like he's going to be out for a little bit. How is that going to affect the team? But then also, Reece James is another player where I'm like, do you let him go? How much does is it going to hurt the fan base that much if you do? Like,
I think most of the fans are kind of at the point now where they're like, it's time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel terrible for the guy.
So do I.
Just constant, whether it's surgeries, just his hamstrings do not want to hold up.
He's been injured so much. Someone said he doesn't play RB, he plays BRB, which I thought was very funny.
Love it. Yeah,
that meme came out like 3 years ago.
Okay,
that's how long this guy's been injured, bro.
It's an incredible story, but even to get through to deal with all of that, and who he captained Chelsea for for a long time, and to be in the situation, second place in the Premier League, or tied for second place, is incredibly impressive. I mean, there's something for
what Enzo Maresca did. Like, you go back to the beginning of the season, right? The way that Mauricio Pochettino was let go, all of the media swirling around this team, all of the negative media as well, and he just simply said, I don't care about any of that. And he said, I don't care. Everybody's talking about how many players they had, the terrible preseason they had. Oh, you've got 41 squad players. How are you going to do this? Everyone in England, every podcast, every pundit, every former player has their own media company, and they're all jumping on microphones. How are you going to do it? 41 players. It's too many. And he simply said, here's my 23. I don't care about any other player.
Yeah.
And he even made the tough calls. He said to Raheem Sterling, hey, you're not a part of my plans. So find a new place. You're going to go, I don't know where the other 20 players that don't play go, but you're going to go with them. And he found a new place at Arsenal, and it hasn't been really working out great for him. He's not really getting that many minutes. So it looks like Enzo Maresca was right. And Enzo Maresca has done exactly what was asked of him. He took that sort of Pep-style system and has brought it into Chelsea. He's gotten the players playing well, not just as a unit, right? A lot of times we talk about, did this coach make players better? I think he has. Nico Jackson looks unstoppable. Madueke looks unstoppable. Caicedo looks like the player they thought they were buying.
Yeah.
He's made these players better. At the end of the day, if you're a Chelsea fan, the fact that the media is not even talking about you must be a welcome reprieve from what you've had to deal with over the last 3 to 4 years.
And just to add to Maresca's long sort of laundry list of like skills is that he does carry himself a little bit like Pep does.
Yeah.
And the way he handles the media, kind of like a little bit of no nonsense. He doesn't really joke around as much as Pep does.
Right.
But I think
he's very stern and very direct.
Yeah, and I think it's a good. We see this a little bit also from Ruben Amorim now. He's just speaking in a much more clear, direct way. Where the Ten Hag approach was, hey, it ain't that bad. Right. Like, hey, you're being very critical. Whatever. He's just deflecting a little bit, and we're seeing that in these two managers, with Maresca and Amorim. It's just like, nah, this is how it is. This is how I'm gonna do it. This is how I'm gonna be direct with my players and let them know what I need from them. So look, I am surprised. I am impressed, and more than anything, it's just like we're getting to watch a fun Chelsea Football Club without the drama that is normally around it. Yeah. And so you have to give credit to what Maresca's doing and what he's done.
New stadium or redo that stadium? Because it is terrible.
Can Maresca, put on a hard hat, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, Top Bully's already wearing one.
All right. So shout out to everybody watching on OneFootball. We appreciate it. We are the Cooligans. If you like more content just like this,
subscribe button. Where is it?
Hit the subscribe button on OneFootball, and then go right over to the Cooligans YouTube channel and subscribe there as well. It's in the description. Go there right now. Cheers, everybody.